Hello and welcome back to Children's Reading Cove. This is chapter 4 of Stink and the Midnight Zombie Walk. Zombie Lunch Lady. On Wednesday and Thursday, Virginia Dare Books read books, funny books, mystery books, adventure books. Kids read at lunch, they read at recess, they read at after-school care, even between soccer games and piano lessons. Stink read to Toady. Stink read to Astro. Stink read for 187 minutes in just 2 days. At last, it was Friday. Read to a zombie day. Stink ran downstairs. He popped a waffle into the toaster. "Where's my lunch?" he asked Mom, looking for his lunchbox. "I'll have anything but bologna, please." I thought you and Judy could get hot lunch today," said Mom. "I left some money on the table." "Oh, Mom, you know I hate hot lunch. The lunch lady always makes me take mountains of spinach and piles of wrinkly old carrots." "It won't hurt you to eat school lunch just this once. Who knows? Maybe today will be your lucky day and they'll serve something really interesting." "You mean like mini cupcakes with no sneaking carrots in them and no raisins? Remember how we talked about eating more fruit, Stink?" Bye," said Stink. He grabbed the money, gave Mom a kiss, and ran out the door. Stink read Dr. Decay and the Zombies of Doom all the way to the bus stop. He read it on the bus. He read it in the hall on the way to room 2D. "Hey, Zink," somebody called. "Talk bad, read good," said Stink. "Morning announcements. Attention, second and third graders," said the principal. "Are you ready to read to a zombie? Only 6,493 minutes to go. Please make your way down to the K1 classrooms. Let's get reading." "I read 247 minutes so far this week," Sophie told Stink. "Way to go," said Stink. "Now there's only 6,499 minus 247 minutes to go." When Class 2D got to the kindergarten classroom, 22 little green-faced zombies sat cross-legged on carpet squares. There were zombie princesses and ballerinas, pirates, and astronauts. Stink sat down next to a boy named Zach in a train outfit. "I'm Thomas the Tank Zombie," said the boy. "I like your costume," said Stink. "I never saw a zombie train before." Zach nodded. Stink started to read. He read The Very Hungry Zombie Caterpillar. It was just like the very hungry caterpillar, only he threw in the word zombie, a lot. And at the end, the caterpillar ate a brain instead of a green leaf. Riley Rottenberger went to get more books from the library. When she came back, she whispered to Heather Strong. Heather whispered to Webster. Webster whispered to Sophie, and Sophie whispered to Stink. A zombie ate the lunch lady? Stink blurted out loud. The room fell dead silent. Shh, said Sophie. You'll scare the little kids. A fourth grader told Riley when she was in the library, said Webster. Fourth graders don't lie. Class 2D was buzzing with the rumor. Zombies have taken over the cafeteria. Zombie Island. All the food is gross and putrid. Great, said Stink. Of all the days, my mom makes me get hot lunch. Mine too, said Webster. Mine 3, said Sophie. She made a big deal about it. Same here, said Stink. Now we're gonna have to eat brains. Mrs. D held up 2 fingers. Boys and girls, I'm proud of all the great reading here today. Thanks to your help, we've just added over 4,000 more minutes to our reading challenge. Yay! Lunchtime, second graders, said Mrs. D. Nobody moved. Nobody stood to line up. At last, one brave soul stood up. Riley Rottenberger. You guys, do you really think there's a zombie in the cafeteria? Right here at Virginia Dare School? No, Stink said out loud, but inside there was a tiny little yes. Stink and the rest of the second graders walked down the hall. Stink could not help imagining a giant alien zombie taking a bite out of Miss Swanson, the lunch lady. When he got to the cafeteria, everything seemed to be normal, except for the banner that read Vomiteria in pukey green letters. Then he stepped inside. Gazooks! The windows were swamp green. The tables were puke green, and gross green stuff hung from the ceiling. The cafeteria got slimed, said Stink. And it smells like a swamp, said Webster. The vomiteria buzzed with excitement. Everybody was talking at once. Stink grabbed a tray. He started through the lunch line. He read the board that said, Today's menu: scrambled brains with a side of guts, zombie fried rice, spleen stew, sloppy toes on a bun, eyeball soup, spaghetti medulla with dripping blood sauce. Ew, everything looks like inside, said Webster. That soup is staring at me, said Sophie. I think I feel the pukes coming on, said Stink. Welcome to the vomiteria, said a voice. A zombie voice. Ah! Stink, Sophie, and Webster jumped. They stared wide-eyed at the zombie lunch lady behind the counter. Her face looked 3 years dead. She was wearing an apron that read, "Got brains?" It was covered in bloody handprints. Plus, it had human ears, a nose, and a hand stuck to it. Not to mention that she had a meat cleaver coming out of her head. "Scrambled brains with a side of guts, anyone?" asked the zombie lunch lady. She held up a slotted spoon. It was drip, drip, dripping with blood. "Vomitocious." Stink pulled his tray back. "Is there anything that doesn't smell like a corpse flower?" "Excuse me, Miss Zombie?" Sophie asked. "Do you have any milk?" "Sorry, no milk. We do have eyeball juice, fresh squeezed." That voice. "Mom?" Stink asked. "Mrs. Moody?" said Webster and Sophie. Mom grinned. "Hi, kids. What do you think?" She twirled in a circle, showing off her zombie costume. "You're the zombie that ate the lunch lady?" Stink asked. "Truth? I didn't eat anybody, but I did tell some 4th graders that a zombie ate the real lunch lady and took over the cafeteria. All foods today are on the zombie food pyramid." "You're like the coolest mom ever," said Sophie. "So this is why you made me get hot lunch today?" asked Stink. Mom couldn't help smiling. It was my turn to serve hot lunch, so a couple of other parents and I thought it might be fun to dress up for Reed to a zombie day. Moms and dads will do just about anything to encourage reading. How'd it go this morning, by the way? "We read over 4,000 minutes, said Stink. Great job, said Mom. You kids have really been working hard on your reading. Thanks, said Sophie. Are those real insides? Webster asked. Taste and see, said Mom. What'll it be? Brains or sloppy toes? She whispered to Sophie. Sloppy joes. All three kids held out their trays. Scrambled brains, said Webster. Sloppy toes, said Sophie. Eyeball soup, please, said Stink. End of chapter 4. We'll see you back here for chapter 5 very, 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 very soon. Bye-bye.